Okay, here we are about to take off on our journey. The back of the car is loaded down more than I would like. I was going to get a riser bar for it, but I decided not to waste my money for an inch, but I wish I had. But anyway, it's a little more loaded down than I'd like, but we'll see how it goes. Okay, here we are at Seneca Rocks in West Virginia. We're in a national forest. We got here last night. It's a really nice campground. During the night you can hear zero traffic noise at all. During the day you can hear some traffic from a nearby road. I pulled the Silver Shadow with my Mazda 3. Had no problems whatsoever. We drove through very hilly territory and I got 22.3 miles per gallon. So the car normally gets 28 to 29 miles per gallon. So with the trailer, which weighs 1,180 pounds plus whatever we have packed in it, got 22.3 miles per gallon. And had no other problems, no issues, wasn't a big deal to pull it. I'd say the car has about half the acceleration it normally does. I didn't really have any problems getting up the hills or anything like that. Occasionally I had to downshift, but really wasn't a big deal, and the car pulled it like a champ. Okay, I just wanted to show you this real quick. Since our camper has 115 AC, I can just plug my battery charger for my camera right in there. It's got DC to the right and AC to the left, and it's plugged in just like any other travel trailer. I've got a cord running to a circuit breaker box over there that plugs into the side of the trailer. So I just wanted to show you. Too rough to have the Steadicam, but I figured I'd show people a little bit of the...
Dude, you're steadier.
Nothing that Steadicam.
Huh?
What's that, Jill?
What about your little camera Steadicam?
It's heavy. I didn't bring it because I didn't think I could maneuver it on this trail. Okay, since it's supposed to rain for the next 2 days, I decided to set up our 10 by 10 room that we got that does attach to the little guy, except we don't have room. So we've set this up so we can have a place to kind of just chill out. If it rains, maybe play Scrabble or something like that. Okay, this is where I filled up with gas, and I probably haven't used a pump that doesn't have a credit card slot in 10 years. Okay, we are at Canaan Valley Ski Resort, taking the lift up to the top of the mountain. Okay, here we are at Canaan Valley, C-A-N-A-A-N Valley Golf Resort, or ski resort. And we're hiking this trail to Bald Knob, and we took the ski lift up, and then we intend to hike down, back down to the ski resort. Looks where wood elves might live.
I feel like this you would usually see in like Washington State.
Yeah, we're in like a movie about prehistoric times.
Yeah.
Okay, here we are at the top of Bald Knob. Down below us, down there is the ski resort that we just rode up on, or the ski lift that we just rode up on. It's a really pretty view up here. It's definitely worth it. So,
Grasshopper?
make sure you get side view, side.
Can't.
We're in second gear here, climbing these mountains. Car's not struggling, you just have to pick the appropriate gear. Where the vultures fly. Okay, here we are at Meadows Dan Campground. It's an extremely nice campground. The bathhouse is up there in the distance. Extremely clean. We're right after Memorial Day weekend. We traveled down the Blue Ridge Parkway today, which was pretty nice. There's very little traffic on there. Some of the parts of it were open, and then other parts were really twisty and turny, which kind of wears on you, especially when you're pulling a trailer. But This time we averaged about 24 miles to the gallon. That's what the average from going to Seneca Rocks in there as well. I actually like this area a little better than Seneca Rocks. To me, Seneca Rocks seemed a little run down. There was some seemingly dilapidated houses and businesses. It's not like that in these parts. The town of Meadows is really nice. It's small, but it's everything's updated and everything looks pretty good. It's a well taken care of little town. Okay, here we are in the next morning in the Meadows of Dan campground. If I had any complaint, it would be that this whole area at night is lit up for safety. Each electrical box has a light on it, and then they have two or three tall, like, street lights up there. So it's very bright in here at night. You don't even need a headlamp. That is the only complaint I would have if I were to complain. Get him! You can.
This might be part of it. Okay, yeah.
Oh, you got it?
I think I do, actually.
Okay. This is the issue of the trip. Still trying to work her sandals and.
Doesn't it look funky still? Why is this one so loose and this one not loose?
Alright, go for
Let's
it.
check and see. Yeah, I think it's ready to flip.
Alright, good luck. We need like 2001 A Space Odyssey music.
It's all in the wrist.
Almost. It is beautiful though. Okay, just FYI, the car does burn more oil when you're towing the trailer. I topped it off before we left, and so far we've taken 2 tow trips, and I just added a quart. It's still about a half a quart low, so just FYI. Okay, here's Jill on her maiden voyage towing the trailer. Our biggest fear. She's doing fine. Okay, after this, then. What town are we in, Jill?
Blowing Rock?
Rolling Rock. Did you? Blowing Rock. Okay, here we are at Blowing Rock, and that's looks like Canyons of Blue Ridge restaurant.
Alright folks, how y'all doing today?
Good, how
Good,
are
yourself?
Miss Nato, take
Linville Falls?
Here we are at Linville Falls Camping Ground. It's very nice. Very country-ish. It's got a country charm. It's got lots of facilities. I feel like I'm gonna throw up. Okay, it's morning time here at Linville Falls Campground, around mile marker 321 off of the Blue Ridge Parkway. I really like the way this campground is set up, especially our spot. Kind of nestled in amongst the rhododendrons here, and it's really pretty. In the morning time, like 5 in the morning, there's quite a cacophony of wildlife. I actually had to close the windows on the camper to get some more sleep. But it's just really nice in this campground. From our site, the bathhouse is right down there to the right of that big long camper. But it's just a really nice campground. The man that runs it is really nice. He's kind of a hill person, or seemingly, but just take a look. It's just really nice campground. I really like the way it's set up. Down here in North Carolina, the rhododendrons are more like trees than they are bushes. Just really beautiful. I bet it's really beautiful down here when these trees bloom. Look at how the moss grows underneath on that little mountain. It's just really pretty in this campground. And amongst the really tall trees. Just a really awesome stay. Sorry to keep going on and on about it. Just really comfortable inside of our little guy camper. Really been enjoying this. Before we set out on our trip, I removed the foam mattresses because they stink, and I bought some 2 fiber beds from Bed Bath & Beyond, and I stacked them up with some foam on the bottom from beds that we had because that foam was already outgassed, which got rid of most of the smell. Really nice. Okay, here we are off of mile 355 off of the Blue Ridge Parkway on the Mount Mitchell State Park at the restaurant. We're going to have lunch here. We are at Smokemont Campground inside the Great Smokey Mountain National Park. Excuse me. So far, I put 700 miles on the car from the time we left Carroll County, Maryland, until here we are in North Carolina, inside the Great Smokey Mountains. The car has performed flawlessly. I've gotten 24.5 miles per gallon, which is pretty respectable considering I'm pulling about a 1,300 pound trailer. The car's burned a little bit of oil, but it's got great gas mileage. Everything's been fine. I've climbed some really steep hills. I'd say 10% grades up and down. Some of them in second gear. The car had no problems whatsoever. We're in site F20 right now. We're in Bryson City at the Station Restaurant across from the train station. And the food here and the service is excellent. Okay, here we are at site D13, still in Smokemont. We moved because the site we had last night was not available for tonight. Some chili, cook it on the stove. After I eat, we're gonna go, I think we're gonna go do some hiking. Last night was very quiet, and hopefully tonight will also be very quiet and peaceful. It's got a water fountain right over there. Behind me there's 2 bathhouses. It's very nice. The grist mill inside the Great Smokey Mountain National Park. Ooh, that water's cold. Cold. Ah, refreshing. Oh, smell the honeysuckle. Okay, here we are in Gatlin, Tennessee. We just came out of the Smoky Mountains, Great Smokey Mountains National Park. There's an outdoor center right in front of me. It's pretty well equipped, so if you need something, I would go there.
Information on the
Okay, it's actually Gatlinburg, Tennessee, not Gatlin, but Gatlinburg. Okay, here we are, our 3rd day in the Great Smoky Mountains, and it's pouring down rain. There's no end in sight. That little guy tent that I got over there that I paid $690 for is pretty much a piece of garbage because it leaks like a sieve. Here I am making coffee for in the morning. I'm a little tired today. I don't know what we're going to do. I'd like to take a shower and then maybe we could go to Harris Casino, or maybe we could head back to Blue Ridge Parkway and find a commercial campground so I could take a shower there. But here we are. Here's our 3rd day. Of course the camper didn't leak last night, which was good. The tent did, but the camper didn't. It was nice and comfortable. So here we are. Okay, since it's raining, breakfast today for one of us is rice and chicken. The other one's going to get scrambled eggs with ham. I'll probably give that to Jill. So there's my coffee over there, and I'm boiling water. We don't have one of those awnings that we bought to go over the back, so it gets a little wet over here. So I just put a rag over here so that the wood wouldn't get too wet. Okay, here we are in our little guy tent. I wasn't pleased with the tent at first. Last night it started raining. We were in here playing Scrabble, and pretty soon it started leaking from those seams in the top and on the sides. So our Scrabble board was getting wet, so I really wasn't pleased. I expected, though, when we woke up there would be like a puddle of water in the bottom, and it's really not too bad. So I think when I seam seal it, it won't be too bad. And we can sit in here and we don't really get wet, so I think it's pretty good. I think it's a pretty good system. We ate our breakfast in here. Okay, here we are in the town of Gatlinburg, Tennessee. A major storm moving through. Supposed to pour today and then maybe clear up a little tomorrow. We're here to buy Jill a raincoat. Maybe we can get an awning for the camper. Yeah. Okay, today's our last day in the Great Smokey Mountains. We intend to leave today and go back the Blue Ridge Parkway and spend a little more time at some of the little towns on the way. As national parks go, the Great Smokies aren't my favorite. It's really busy. I don't find a lot of places, a lot of trail access. I know there's supposed to be lots of trails here, but I don't find them. There's some, on the really good trails, you'll find a lot of cars parked along the road. It's just not my thing. So we intend to head back and do a little more exploring on the Blue Ridge Parkway. But it was okay. It poured rain for a little over a day, a little over 24 hours, but we managed. So we've had enough of the Great Smokies and we're gonna head out. Okay, here we are at Cascade Lake near Brevard, North Carolina, off of the Blue Ridge Parkway. It's probably the nicest sight we've had. I rented a canoe and got a nice lakeside site. There's our fire ring right there. And we've got our little guy tent set up again. I set it up to try and dry it, and as soon as I did, it started to rain again. Oh well. It was almost dry too. However, Jill did figure out how to use the awning. So we've got our awning set up. So we're moving on up in the world. We've got our lakeside house here. So the ratings for this tent, I think, are going to have to go up, especially after I seam seal it. But I'm pretty happy with this site and this campground, Cascade Lake Recreation Center. It's got swimming, canoeing, all sorts of activities, and the staff here are really nice. Okay, so we would have liked to stay another day, but Jill's got a sinus infection, so unfortunately we have to go. She wants to seek out a hotel, and I don't fault her for that. But had she felt better, we definitely would have stayed another day. This is absolutely the nicest place we've been. Okay, again, this is the Cascade Lake Recreation Area in the near the Pisgah National Forest off the Blue Ridge Parkway. Okay, here we are at the Switzerland Inn in New Switzerland at mile marker 334 off the Blue Ridge Parkway. We're staying here tonight because Jill has a sinus infection and she didn't feel like spending a night around wood smoke and in a damp camper. So we decided to get a hotel. And since we're on vacation, we went ahead and got a suite. It's got hardwood floors. It's a really, really, really nice inn. Let me show you the view here. It's got a restaurant and I saw a store up there. It's about 3 miles away from a Walmart and I think it's a CVS drugstore. I can tell you that being in a camper is quite a step up from the tent, because when we were tent camping, I couldn't wait to spend the night in a hotel. Since getting the camper and staying in that, I don't really want to stay in hotels, but you know, we want to be comfortable so Jill can get over a sinus infection. So this is a little twist in our journey across the East Coast. Okay, here's the mountainside of the Switzerland Inn, which would be the backside from the road. I can tell you they have absolutely excellent dinner. The breakfast leaves quite a bit to be desired, but the dinner was actually fantastic. To my right there they have horseshoe pits, and behind me they have bean bag toss. So there's plenty of activities. Right here in front of me is a gas fireplace that people were sitting around last night. There's the view of the mountain, except it's foggy right now. Just like 10 seconds.
Stressed look on Mark's face.
Okay, here we are staying at Grassy Creek Cabooses. Jill still has her sinus infection, so instead of camping out in this dreary weather, I thought it'd be best if we just find a hotel. And you know, we had a choice of going in Mount Airy or coming here, so we chose these cabooses. We've never stayed in cabooses before, so we're gonna stay here tonight. Kind of a unique experience. The owner's name is Donnie. He's a pretty nice guy. Pretty nice old boy. I'll show you the inside here in a minute. It's got satellite TV and hot tubs, bathroom in there, and a shower. Looks like it has a front porch with some rocking chairs. I'll show you the inside.
In case we have any more available. Congratulations.
An investment. Think about it. You could spend up to $300 a year on Swiffer pumps. Stretch, but never kick.
Flexible hose is designed like a fire hose for speed, storage, and strength.
Or visit FlexibleHose.com to order the incredible flexible hose for only $19.95. Call right now and you'll include us.
Okay, here we are in the birthplace of Andy Griffith, the town of Mount Airy. I would not recommend it. Even in the historic district, there's nothing really historic about it. So if you're traveling on the Blue Ridge Parkway, I'd just forget Mount Airy, North Carolina.